When we look at weight gain or weight loss for individuals who are physically active, generally people might want to gain weight to improve their appearance or to enhance their athletic performance. And so when gaining weight, resistance training is going to be a primary mechanism for increasing weight. And they will also they will need to increase their calories, making sure they have enough protein to synthesize protein to increase muscle mass. For weight loss, um, athletes should be cautious because if they're restricting their calories, they may also decrease their muscle mass, which will affect their performance. And a general recommendation is to lose 1% of your total body weight per week, and that requires physical activity in conjunction with eating a healthy diet. And individuals should be aware of fad diets, which factors such as they exclude food groups or they overly concentrate on one food group or one type of food. They can be very restrictive in calories. They promise a quick weight loss or discouraging physical activity. So the best diet to follow is restrict your calories, maybe 500 calories a week or a day, and then incorporate exercise as well and eat a healthy diet, and this will usually result in weight loss. Dietary supplements are perceived as a safe way to supplement our diets. Um, Seen as natural ways to supplement our diets. They can be vitamins, herbs, amino acids, proteins, and you have to use caution when using dietary supplements because it is a fairly unregulated industry. All they have to do is state on the label what the product consists of, and they can't claim to diagnose or cure a disease, but they can make claims as to how the agent works, like to increase bone health or something like that. And so the USDA does not have does not regulate this industry. It doesn't analyze as it would for prescription medications to see what the content is. It doesn't require them to supply proof that it is safe to use. There are some independent organizations like ConsumerLab.com and the USP label that try to add some safety to the market, but pretty much it's a market where there's a lot of money to be made and many false claims can be made. And so, there are many of these dietary supplements that make claims to improving athletic performance. And generally speaking, most of us can get adequate nutrition with a well-rounded diet, following the recommendations for macronutrients and eating a variety of foods and not eliminating foods. Most of us can meet our body's needs just by diet alone. And also the manufacturers, when I say it's a self-regulating agent or organization with the supplement industry, is if they have a problem, it's up to them to test and see what the problem is. The FDA is not going to go in and check all the medication or all the supplements. As far as food and athletic performance pre-competition, generally you want to consume a meal that is lower in fat, because high-fat foods take a long time to digest, and it will divert blood flow from your working muscles to your digestive organs. And some people, you should have a food that is agreeable, that does not cause a lot of cramping or gastric distension. And some people might find a liquid meal might be more advisable. And usually the meal before you compete should be 1 to 4 hours before your event. And the goal is to have enough carbohydrates, 20 to 30 grams of carbohydrates, to restore your muscle and liver glycogen. Usually muscle glycogen takes 24 hours to restore, but liver glycogen overnight can dip down. And so if you have a meal before, it can restore your liver glycogen. And the athlete wants to be conscientious about being hydrated before they compete. And then eating during the competition, if you're in a long duration, high intensity type of effort, like a long bike race, you will want to refuel to maintain your glycogen. And so they'll say 30 to 60 grams per hour of carbohydrates. Following a competition, it's important to restore your glycogen. Usually your glycogen levels are most apt to be fully restored within 24 hours if you start eating carbohydrates right after your event. Some people say within 30 minutes, or at the farthest within 2 hours. And you want to be start ingesting your carbohydrates, and then in 30 minutes, and then every 2 hours for the next 4 to 6 hours, having a carbohydrate source. And if you also want to have a protein carbohydrate combination, with high intensity effort, extended effort, you've probably used some protein for muscle, for energy metabolism. And so you want to restore some protein as well. And carbo loading has been shown to maximize our carbo or glycogen stores. And generally, there's many different ways to carbo load, but generally, we deplete our glycogen stores and we maximize our workout. And then approximately 3 days before the event, we taper our intensity of our physical activity and we maximize our carbohydrates. And they find that the muscle glycogen levels are much higher. And so this is going to be an effective practice for events that really are glycogen dependent, for events that are over 90 minutes. Once we deplete muscle glycogen, if you recall, we have to go back to free fatty acids for our energy production, which does not allow us to maintain as high an intensity. Okay, and we're just going to finish off with female athlete triad. This is where disordered eating, and an athlete starts out with disordered eating, maybe not consuming enough calories. They might be anorexic or bulimic, and it might be motivated by performance in their sport. So many times it's with sports where, like ballet or gymnastics, where an athlete has to have a certain physical appearance, or running where you have to carry your body, increase body weight. So it starts out with disordered eating, and then weight loss, which leads to an inadequate caloric intake, and then menstrual disorders, where they'll stop menstruating, and with that there'll be bone loss and leads to osteoporosis.